shit. Well, that's gonna have to stay on just to see anything. Hi guys. It's nighttime and my hair is just crazy. So, let's go see who's at the park. I know it's weird that I'm going to the park this late, but I don't care. I like going to the park. I like my little water. So I was supposed to have Brad come with Fred and Tamara and Bang to come put the pool in tomorrow morning, but they didn't want to do that because, oh, what are they having, a show here tomorrow or something? There's people down there. They don't want to do that. They have it blocked off. What? Oh, it's for the fireworks. The 4th. Oh, wow. You can't go to the park. I didn't know that. Oh, snap. I'll be down here at the fireworks. I'll show you. They put them right on the bay, right out here. That's crazy. They have a barge out in the water on 4th of July next Thursday. But I didn't know you couldn't get through. It's blocked. Look. They blocked that shit off. They have it right out there on the water. That's the water out there. See the boats going by? There's a boat going by right there. Wait there. See it? It's flashing lights. That's a boat going out to the bay. Anyway, I will show you fireworks that are going to be down here on Thursday. It's kind of crazy because we've lived here so long that I just sit on my porch for the 2 hours prior to the fireworks, and everybody's like has to walk down my street to get there, and they just stop and talk to me. It's like, you know how you see everybody at Christmas? No, I see everybody at 4th of July because they're all walking by my house. But anyway, ugh, no lights, sorry. So everybody was supposed to come over in the morning to put the pool in, but well, they were going to come tonight at 4, and let me tell you, at 4 o'clock tonight, my backyard was like a frying pan. It was so hot. So I was like, why are you coming at the hottest time? Come tomorrow morning. And they were like, well, we can't because this is happening and that's happening, and Tara had to get Bang and all this stuff. So then I was like, well, come Sunday morning. So they're going to come Sunday morning, and I haven't checked the weather to see how horribly hot it's going to be. But, okay, so I had an unbelievable OBE last night that included Jeff, but it started out really fucking creepy, guys, like kind of too creepy. And I actually, it was one of those times where I wasn't sure I was in an OBE or not. So I keep wanting to turn off this light, but if I do, I am pitch gone. So anyway, so last night I was trying to fall asleep. I could not fall asleep. I watched the debates, and then after that I talked to Tim for like an hour on the phone. So it was like later than normal that I pass out. Anyway, and then I couldn't sleep, so I watched the show Alone, which I love. I love that show. And I watched that, and that was another hour, you know. So it was like, you know, getting late. Oh, I always put on meditation when I go to sleep. Like, a lot of times it just puts me right to sleep. And this one was for sleep, but it didn't put me to sleep. And I was, boom, out of body. And it was the kind of out of body where I didn't think I was out of body. So here's what happened. I hear rap, 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 like on my door. So the way I lay in my bed, my head, this part of it, is back to the door of the bedroom. So I can't just like look down the hallway unless I turn around and look, you know. So I hear bam, 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 but the dogs don't move. So I'm still thinking that I'm awake. and like physically there, but I'm not. So I look behind me and I look at the dogs and they didn't react. And I was like, oh, did they not hear it? Maybe I was hearing things. Maybe it was the ice maker. Maybe 1,000 things, right? So, okay, no turn signal, buddy. Good one. So I turn back around and I just like fold my hands on my chest like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now, you know? I'm like thinking that I'm awake and that I'm awake and I'm fine, you know, like I'm just normal. And so I go to close my eyes and I feel like this draft next to me, this horrible cold draft. And I looked up and it is basically I want to say like a skeleton, or that's not right. Because it almost looked like metal. This guy is standing there. Again, right where the, remember the military guy was standing there before and he was talking to like the air? And I was like, oh, who's this? Well, this guy is standing there, only he's not talking to the air. He's looking at me. So, oh shit. Coppers. So I stand up in bed. He's like literally so close to my bed. I stand up in bed and I look at his eyes and I realize they're Jeff's eyes. And I'm like, Jeff? And as I say Jeff, he starts to melt like into Jeff. So he wasn't metal either. It was like he was a shell. Does that make any sense to anyone? Anyway, he was like the shell person. Or like you couldn't... Hold on. Okay, so he was like this shell person. Like all this looked hard on him, but almost like his eyes were behind it, like masked or something, right? And then when I looked in them, I realized it was Jeff. So I was like, Jeff? And all of a sudden, like, his face started to appear. Or maybe that's what all I could see. I don't know. But anyway, he, like, starts to blossom in front of me. And I'm like, Jeff, is that you? And then all of a sudden, it's like he clicked into gear. And he, like, because he was looking at me the whole time. But then he, like, looked down at me and was like, oh, it's you. Almost like he didn't know what he was looking at first. It was really kind of strange. So then he puts his arms around me and we just stand there hugging. We were just like hugging and hugging. Did he kiss me? I think he kissed me. And he's like right in front of me. And then he starts to melt away again, like back into that. Maybe it was just the way it looked when he was fading in and out, okay? So I was like, no. And he says, lie down, lie down. So real quick, I laid back on the bed thinking, is he coming with me? Is he going to lie down? Because he's done that before. Like, there's been times where I don't see him, but I'll be laying in bed and all of a sudden I'll feel my bed depressed down with him. And I know it's him. He's just lying next to me. So, like, the bed will depress down, and then he'll put an arm around me. And even though I don't turn around and look, I know it's him. You know what I mean? It's great I love when he does it. So, anyway, so I'm waiting for him to get in bed with me, but he doesn't. He just kind of, like, fades out. And I hear the thumps. I'm hearing the thumps. And it really sounds like somebody's at the door. So I literally pick up my phone and I click home, my home button, and open it up to the camera on my door. Now, I can't tell you whether I actually did that or not. Like, did I pick up my phone? Was my body even moving? I don't know. But in my out-of-body experience, that's what I did. And there was nobody at the front door. So I said, okay, well, maybe he's coming back. So I put my arms on my chest, out of body though, and I closed my eyes. And when I felt that breeze again. So it was like a kind of like a slow wind, or I felt something. I don't know if it was a wind. It was like a feather flying over me or through me, something like that. So I felt that again, and I opened my eyes, and in front of me is a lighthouse. So, and it's not even the lighthouse that's down here. Like, we have a lighthouse close to my house, but it's not even that. It's just this unrecognizable to me lighthouse in front of me, kind of. And at the same time, I can see the ceiling to my bedroom. So there's like this lighthouse in front of me, almost like you probably don't remember, but we used to have these little things called viewfinders, I think, and you click the sides and different pictures would come up. It was almost like a viewfinder was right here around my eyes, like showing me something. A break in my ceiling of a viewfinder, and then the rest, like on the outside of that, was the ceiling in my bedroom. So I'm watching, and I'm like, what is going to happen at this, or why am I don't say what's going to happen. At the moment, I'm just like, why am I staring at this thing? Like, what is this for? And there's like water behind it, and it's a lighthouse. But I'm not particular to lighthouses. Like, I don't collect them. I don't know much about them. I only know about the one that's down here because I live here. So I'm like watching this lighthouse for something, but I have this anticipated feeling like something's about to happen. Okay, like I'm about to witness something or have something happen. I just don't know what it is. So I'm watching this lighthouse, and as I watch the lighthouse, somebody comes out of the little door, because it's not like a lighthouse real close to me. It's like far away, but it's like a viewfinder. You probably don't know what that is, but back before we had like computers and all that, we would get these things, these little discs and little windows of pictures, and you put it in and you clicked it on the side to change the picture. Anyway, so I'm looking through what feels like I'm looking through the viewfinder on my ceiling, and this lighthouse is sitting there. The door opens. This person comes out. I can't see their face. They walk around the side. Like, okay, the top of the lighthouse had like a door that opened, and then a railing that went around, like I guess the whole way. I could only see this part of it. But this lighthouse, and the person walks around the side to the back side of the lighthouse where I can only see a little bit of this person, and they jump off the lighthouse into the water. So it's like watching, I don't know, is suicide? I was like, right? And all around me is my ceiling is around that. So I was like, oh my God, this is like creeping me out. And then I was like, I'm out of body. This is out of body. Where am I? But I could still see my bedroom too. So I knew I wasn't like so far out of body. I was like in another world, but I could have been. It just could have looked like my bedroom. Anyway, long story short, I watched the person. I like freak out. I'm like, no, in my head. I don't know if I said anything out loud. I don't know if like I said anything. I didn't feel the dogs moving, if I was even with the dogs, okay, at that point. I don't know. And the person jumps off the lighthouse into the water, and I'm like looking at the water, waiting for them to come back up. Nobody's coming back up. My heart is just like, do. Oh my God, what did I just see? And then, oh my God, I'm gonna kill this. I'm on my phone, and people are texting me over and over and over and over. It's just like my life. And so I'm like watching the water, thinking I'm gonna see somebody like bob up and down, like come up, even if it's a body, something. Nothing's happening on the water. I'm like waiting, and I'm like staring at the spot where the person dove into the water, right? Like, I'm not looking at the whole vision of it. I'm like staring there, hoping I'm going to see like a head pop up out of the water, right? Nothing. And I'm like, fuck, what is this? And then I realized that the picture's getting smaller and smaller, and until it was like this big on the ceiling, like a break in my ceiling, like a complete, like somebody cut a hole in my ceiling, and I was seeing something through that hole, and the edges were all craggly. I mean, I swear to God, it was like so, it wasn't like a circle, it was like craggly looking, and it got smaller and smaller, and I was so focused on that water. When I realized that it was going away, I was like, what's going on? And it winks out, and all these orbs just come from that, like little white orbs, different sizes, like they come out from that crack in my ceiling. And as they're like kind of moving around, probably like 5 or 6 of them, something like that, they're moving all around. Something starts rapping again, and I realize it's not on my door, it's in my kitchen. So I'm like, is that the ice maker? Like, my mind kept telling me it was the ice maker. So I'm like, is that the ice maker? Like, what's going on? And I sat up and looked at the dogs, who, by the way, were laying on the bed. And I'm like, why aren't they reacting to this noise? So I go to reach for them, and right before I touch Cozy, I'm like, I'm still out of body. I'm not in my bedroom. And I swing my legs up, and I stand up, and I go to walk out to see who's out in the kitchen, and I, boom, back in my body. And I had to lay there for a minute and go, am I here? Is this here? Like, it's so, sometimes that is so hard to realize. It's so thin. It's so, the shift is so quiet. How can I put it? It's like there's no, okay, when I first started doing out of body, there was like this realization, oh, I'm out of body, right? Like, I realized it all at once. Oh my God, I'm out of body. Don't get scared. Don't do this. Stay here, right? That's how my mind worked with it. Now, the farther in I get to it, it's almost like there's no shift at all. And I question whether I'm in this reality or a different reality. And I don't always know the answer to that. And that makes me think, am I nuts? Like, does that sound nuts to you? How can I not know? How can I not recognize that I'm no longer here if there looks the same, smells the same, feels the same? Like, it's so hard for me to say, oh my God, what is the word I'm looking for? I wish I could find the word. It's almost like I don't feel it anymore, or not as much. I don't feel the shift over the way I used to. And that's a little scary, and it's definitely creepy, because stuff happens and I'm questioning myself, like, am I out of body? Am I, what's going on? Like, I can almost not perceive the moment I go from here to here. And because of that, I do things to try to figure it out. And that's just crazy that it has become so. Somebody else needs to take this journey with me. Like, I wish I had somebody that also did out of body work the way I do, like a lot. And I could talk to them about the similar experiences or not similar experiences, because maybe somebody has a completely different experience than me, on what I'm doing, because anymore, there's probably been a half dozen times where I realize I'm out of body because something crazy is going on something that I know couldn't happen in my reality is going on. And that's the moment I figure out, oh, I'm out of body. Not because I tried, not because I planned it, not because I understood for 15 minutes that I've been out of body. I guess it's getting hard to recognize which side of the veil I'm on. And that creeps me out. Like, I don't want to lose touch with where I'm supposed to be. I don't know. Anyway, if anybody else has had this kind of thing where you don't realize that you're out of body. You're like, I heard something, so I'm going to look on my phone. What? Anyway, yeah, so that happened last night. Do you know, I don't really get super scared of paranormal stuff. I mean, I'm sure I should be on some things. But I don't like sit around going, oh, I'm afraid of this or that. But this kind of scared me that I didn't know where reality ended and the veil was and the other worlds began. It makes me not want to go sometimes because I'm like, what if I can't figure it out? I don't know. Comment down below, please, if you have had a similar experience or know what I'm even talking about. I wish I had an expert. I wish there was someone there that could, like, I don't know, who knew more than me. Because I don't know anything. Like, when it comes down to it, I have these experiences and I have no idea what they mean. I don't know where I'm going. And I just would love somebody. I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know if I'm right. Anyway, I mean, I still enjoy going. I got to see Jeff, which was so lovely. God, so lovely. I miss him so much. But if you've ever, like, found you were out of body, if you ever found you were out of body, oh, my hair stuck on my face. I just dried it. If you ever found you were out of body and didn't know, like, until halfway through your experience or whatever, let me know. I'd love to know what's going on. I love you guys. Bye.